Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in listen-only mode.
To lead us in prayer. Pastor, thank you so much.
And I guess I need to join the club and get official here. Mandate, so.
We're one happy family in Plain City, yes.
Yes. We'll call it, maybe it'll be an annual no time. You never know. Well, it's my privilege to be here to lead you all in prayer, and it means a lot to know that the mayor and all the leaders look to God for guidance, as well as to all the man-made knowledge and other sources. So let us go to God now in prayer. Dear Lord, we first thank you for this day, as we thank you for every day. We thank you for every moment that we get to spend together and with family and friends in this great town that we call home. We thank you for that blessing, Lord. We thank you for your grace upon it. We ask for your continued grace and protection over the Strawberry Festival, that it may not only be a celebration of days gone past and a rich history, but Lord, a look into a future bright with hope and promise of growth, not only in prosperity, but growth in ways that bring us closer together and closer together to you as well. Lord, I pray for the leaders of Plant City. This has been a very challenging year, not only for all of us, but especially for the leaders making tough decisions and trying to figure this COVID-19 thing out on the fly with very little preparation or chance to see it coming. So Lord, I thank you for just blessing them with all of the courage and the ingenuity to roll with all the punches that have come our way. And Lord, I thank you for all the folks that are here tonight that are gathered to let their voice be heard and to know that here it will be heard and it will be regarded as something important. And so Lord, as we move into this meeting, we ask for your Holy Spirit to be present with us, to guide us, to empower us, and most of all, to bring that peace that passes all understanding into our hearts. Through any disagreements or we may have, or if we're not all on the same page always, we know that, Lord, your Holy Spirit can join us as one body of Christ. We thank you for all these things, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pastor Phillips, again, thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Madam Clerk,
Public comments?
at this time, we open up for public comment. Public comment would not include any items on the agenda tonight. It's part of our public hearings, but this is a chance for you to be able to speak to the commission with anything you may wish. We're now open for public comment. Please come forward, name and address for the record.
I can take this off.
Yes, you can.
Jennifer Shiver, 3907 Tanner Road, Dover, Florida, 33527. Mayor Lott, commissioners, thank you for this opportunity. I'm a school counselor at a small school in Hillsborough County for at-risk students. We have about 26 staff members. That's including custodians, cafeteria workers, the whole group of us. In 2020, we lost 2 teachers, one to depression and really an overdose of lithium after bipolar diagnosis. The other one committed suicide by cop in Orlando. He had addiction issues. Both gentlemen had been in a support group that I run for our teachers. I'm also licensed mental health. Both gentlemen, when COVID hit, lost their support. The young man that moved to Orlando, his wife was is a plastic surgeon. He had just had a brand new baby. He could not find a job. The addiction overwhelmed him. He had been here, and this is Plant City, so I feel free to speak. He had surrendered his life to Christ back in October of 2019, was baptized at First Baptist, but the addiction just overwhelmed him due to loneliness and isolation. and would wind up again committing suicide by cop in Orlando. In order to honor these men and to bring awareness to mental health issues, a friend of mine on campus and I got together, and through our businesses, MyShape Solutions and benchcounselor.org, we are hosting a 5K in your city on April 17th. And we would like to invite all of y'all to come walk, run, race, show up, buy a $30 high price t-shirt, whatever it is you want to do in order to support us in our efforts to bring awareness to mental health issues and to honor both of these gentlemen, one whose family still lives here in Plant City. And thank you, Mayor Lott, because of Plant City, we were actually able to have some kind of closure with that one and actually have a funeral in the middle of the pandemic last May. Also want to thank your Parks and Rec department, which has just been amazing in working with us. My friend and I we're not runners, and no idea what a 5K was or even how to really put it together. I thought it was running 5 miles. So the Parks and Rec department has been wonderful and accommodating with us. And so I want to say thank you for that. But again, we just want to invite all you guys to come out. The Crisis Center is going to be there. We're going to have a lot of information about mental health issues. Swag bags that'll just be complete veterans information will be there too. So we want to invite all of y'all to come out and be a part of that. I think Fox Channel 13 is going to do a story on us in the next few weeks, and this run in Plant City as well. The park will be, it's at Ellis Methvin Park, and so the park will be featured on that show as well. So want to invite you all out. I have flyers. I don't know what your COVID policy is with flyers.
Go ahead, if you could give them to the clerk,
Okay.
she can pass them out to us.
So you got a flyer. You've got kind of a story about the two men. And on the back is sponsorships, because we need those too, because we're doing in 7 weeks, I guess, what it usually takes a year to do. So we're really hitting it hard. So I'll give you, I think I have a handful. If you need more, just contact me. I can get you as many as you want. I think the Plant City YMCA, talked to them today. I think they're also going to be out there as well. So.
Thank you.
What was the date on that again?
April 17th, 8 a.m. We're going to stagger. I guess we've been advised that you stagger the runners at this point because of COVID. I want them all starting at once. Any other questions you have for me?
No, but I do have a comment. On behalf of all, we want to thank you. As long as we've known you, you've always, go deep into our community to make sure you help those that need help the most. And we recognize that, and we appreciate the time and effort that you and your family puts towards that. So on behalf of all the commission, just thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you. And thank you. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I am the bench counselor, and I appreciate you allowing me a spot in Plant City every once in a while to set up free counseling as well. So thank you for that.
Thank you. This is a public hearing. Would anyone else like to address the commission at this time? Yes, sir. Please come forward. Name and address for the record.
My name is Timothy Barito, live at North Palm Drive here in Plant City. Commissioners, Your Honor, I'd like to bring to your attention, we're having an issue in my community with a troubled youth halfway house. And
Can you say that again? A troubled youth what?
halfway house,
Okay.
I believe that's what it is.
Okay.
It's at 1102 North Palm. I've been instructed by more than a half a dozen officers to approach you and to let you know that it is out of control. And I'm asking on behalf of not just me, but others that could not attend, and a couple that have attended with us, for either the relocation or the removal. As I hear speaking to you tonight, there was 3 officers already called to that location. What was going on, I'm not sure. I've lived here in Plant City. I moved away to come here so I didn't have to deal with these things in my community. And I've been here 1 year and 8 months. And since then, they have broken a window by throwing a rock through it, which was $470. They have fist fighted in the front lawns. I woke up Saturday, or I ran out of the house Saturday evening at 11 o'clock to find both my tires slashed. Yes, it was them. Yes, the officers responded, but of course they were with a third party. They didn't know the name. They didn't know the boy, wasn't around here. So as a community member, I'd I'd like to put this to rest and would like the removal or relocation of this house, including the support of the officers who constantly on a weekly basis is down there. I mean, we all work hard, taxpayers, we all work hard for our stuff. And unfortunately, I have no other ways of paying for my things because unless they're 18, there's nothing I can do, and they know it. The juveniles know it. They've said it. You're not going to do nothing. The police aren't going to do anything. No one's going to do anything. And then the officer tells me, well, if they're under the age of 18, you're still going to have to pay, you know, the $400 for the window, the $400 for the tires. So I am left with nothing. And it's not just me, it's my whole community that wants them out of there.
Sir, if you could, make sure you give our clerk your number,
Sure.
okay? And then Mr. City Manager, you know, I'm sure he'll get with you on this, or someone in our staff will get with you on this and look into it and see what a solution would be. But I appreciate you bringing this forward, and please rest assured that we'll look into it.
I
Okay?
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So please, if you would, go ahead and give your number to our clerk. Okay. I'm sorry for your trouble, sir. Okay, we're still open for public comment. Would anyone else like to address the commission at this time? Public comment is closed. Madam Clerk, next item.
Presentations. Presentation of annual audit for fiscal year ending September 30, 2020 by Wade Sansbury Partner, Malden and Jenkins.
Okay, we're going to start off with comments from our CFO, Diane Reichart. Ms. Reichart, so good to see you this evening.
Hi, good evening, Mayor. and
This is always
Supervisors.
usually a great event every year when we have our financial reports.
It's a great event this year, even in light of COVID-19, so we're really thankful for that. And I thank you all for all your support. And Daniel Anderson was the senior manager on the job, and he couldn't be here tonight. So Wade Sansbury always does the presentation. He's the partner, and he's going to present the financials to you. I would like to state that in your packet was the auditor presentation analysis. It's kind of a brief overview of some of the things they looked at, and then the entire annual financial report for your perusal.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for having me here again tonight. Again, my name is Wade Sansbury, partner with Malden & Jenkins. As you all know, we were hired to perform the audit of the city's financial statements. I have a presentation here for you tonight. You have that on your record, but I'm going to kind of go off script to kind of speed things along. But we accomplished that audit a couple of weeks ago. We've issued an unmodified opinion on the audit, on the financial statements. This is a clean opinion. This is the opinion type that you all wish to receive each and every year. We had no kind of findings, no kind of issues, no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies. Ms. Diane and her staff and the entire finance department do a great job and have done another great job this year in taking care of all the books and records of the city. They also do a great job in handling and helping us get the audit accomplished, providing us with all the documentation, the evidence, the contracts and invoices, the schedules, everything that we need to be able to accomplish the audit. So I want to thank her for all of her hard work. And I certainly think that the city should be proud of this year's audit itself, and certainly proud of the city's finance department. They do a great job. Like Diane said, you do have two different documents. The large document is the financial statements themselves. If you don't look at anything else in there, I just remind you to look at the MD&A. This is the management's discussion and analysis, a lot more concise information that's written by Diane and her staff. And so you could look at that. And then the other document is what we call the AD&A, our auditor's discussion and analysis. This is where we give you all of our required communications that we as auditors are required to do. We do that in a written format, and that is what this document accomplishes. There's also the GASB itself has been very, very busy over the last several years, and so we list out all the upcoming GASBs applicable going forward. So all that information is there. There's also one small kind of an FYI comment in this document regarding cybersecurity. This is a very hot topic out there these days. Certainly governments are being targeted left and right. There's no shortage of headlines in that regard in the news. So just wanted to remind you all to continue to fight the fight, to continue to put forth resources in those areas to ensure that all the city's finances as well as your operations are as secure as they possibly can be. And just if you don't know that Malden & Jenkins does have resources and expertise in this area. So if you would ever need us to help you with any of that, we would be more than happy to do so. And that's really all I have for tonight. Do you all have any questions for me?
Any questions? Mr. City Manager?
No questions, but comment, again, another great audit. And I think that the comments that have just been made reflect the work from our CFO and her department, and the report really speaks for itself. It's great work.
Can I make comment?
Please.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, I always have to comment on this, first and foremost, Mr. Raker, great job for you and your team. Always happy to have this report every year. Really appreciate you all and the hard work that you do. And if you could, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate, 10 being best, obviously, how would you rate the finances of our city?
City of Plant City is in great financial condition right now. In light of the pandemic, you were still able to increase your total net position citywide by over $12 million this year. I think that's indicative of the overall growth of the area, the overall solid stewardship of this board and of your finance department, and maintaining your finances and maintaining your expenditures at the levels that you're still being able to provide excellent service to your citizens, but yet you're doing it at an efficient and cost-effective manner. So yes, I think, I probably wouldn't give anybody a 10, but I'd give you as high as a 9, maybe.
Sure. One of the areas that we've really focused on in the past couple of years, of course, we took care of, the unfunded liabilities that aren't necessarily seen in the financials as it relates to, road improvements, those types of things. And I think we've made enormous strides there with our pension plan, of course, and that's seen great improvements. Are there any landmines in our finances that we're not thinking about or that we need to be paying closer attention to?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Again, I think, like I mentioned before, the only landmines that are out there are those that are essentially coming to you from left field. Those when it comes to cybersecurity, I mean, the effects that we saw in Oldsmar, no one saw that coming. And luckily they were able to catch that, and no one was hurt because of it. But yet there have been other cities out there that have had phishing attempts and lost funds and have significantly, had problems in that regard. So that's why, again, I pointed that out, because I believe that is an area that I don't currently see any weaknesses there, but yet that's not my expertise. That was not the focus of the audit this year. And that's where, again, if you want us to help you in that regard, we have people that can do that, or if you wanted to get someone else in here to do that, that would be great. But technology is constantly changing. Some of the things that our group can do just absolutely blows my mind. And these are the good guys. These are on the side of being good guys. And so when you think about what someone could do, if they specifically wanted to target this city or another city, that's where I think, everybody just needs to make sure that you all stay on top of it, that you're putting the dollars where they need to be to make sure that does not happen to the city of Plant City.
I think that's a great point, a great reminder, because we talk a lot about the financial aspect of things, but the internal controls are critically important too. And we've had that cybersecurity conversation here at the guys a couple times in the past. And I know with our city managers, expertise in IT and our great staff, we're on top of it, but we can't have that reminder enough in this day and age. So thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yes, sir.
I have one question. Thank you.
Yes.
Ms. Diane, thank you. You said he asked your question 1 to 10. You said 9. If we tackle that and make sure everything is in place there, that would take us to a 10? Or is there another suggestion you would?
He doesn't do 10.
Yeah. Just kind of threw that out there.
We want a 10. We want a 10.
Well, I'll say your finances this year are a 10.
Okay.
I mean, the fact of the matter is that governmental accounting, the standards that are out there, all of the different compliance requirements that you have to be in accordance with the state statute, in accordance with the national standards, to not have any kind of findings of any kind, that's becoming rare and more rare in my line of work. So, this is once again a clean there are no issues whatsoever. So in that regard, you're perfect. So.
So we are 10.
in that regard,
You drug it out of you.
And I want to say thank you. You followed the men here at the diocese. I saw you took your tie off.
I did.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
I'm good, thank you.
I'll comment. Are you familiar with the package of financial policy recommendations our city chief financial officer and city manager brought to us in the last couple of months, which we adopted as policy?
In the last couple of months?
Yeah.
No.
Just a couple of months or so? Has it been longer?
Anderson was, I forwarded the fund balance policy to him.
Mhm.
And I probably told him about the tax compliance policy as well. But
All right, well, you might want to speak with Diane further about that because that might just push it a little higher. We do have some policies.
Now you want 11?
Just bargaining, 10 plus.
We're negotiating here this evening. Okay. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate the report. Thanks for coming out this evening.
Yes, sir.
I know you'll be back for our CRA meeting later.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
I believe a while ago when I closed the public comments, I believe the lady in the back in green looked like she may have been wanting to stand up. Were you wanting to make a public comment, ma'am? Okay. Well, if the commission doesn't mind, I'd like to go ahead and open this back up for public comment. If you could come forward. Is there anyone else that was wanting to speak as well? That's it, and we'll close the public comment after you. Sorry, I closed it, so too quick.
That's okay.
Name and address for the record, please.
My name's Elizabeth Rogers. It's 906 North Palm Drive, Plant City. Mr. Tim, he's a neighbor of mine. And part of the problem is the house down the street that we were talking about. I'm a widow. I live by myself, and with things that have been going on in the situations of teenagers, young adults, just being so disrespectful to anybody that lives on that street. And some of them don't even live there. But that particular house is a big problem and a lot of what's going on. But I was raised in that house, and then when my dad passed away, I inherited the house. And I've been there almost 10 years now. And I've gotten to where I live by myself, and I'm scared to be in my own neighborhood. And I just don't know, I'm not used to talking in front of people, so excuse me.
You're doing very well.
But we've tried to get other neighbors to speak up. They complain to us, but they don't want to come and say anything. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to call the police out. And the police have told us, please call us. That's what we're here for. And so that's what we've been trying to do. But when I get to the point to where I'm scared to be in my own house, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what else to do.
Well, Ms. Rogers, thank you for coming forward. And the city manager will be looking into this, okay? And if you could give your number to the city clerk as well, so that he might be able to reach out to you as well, okay?
Okay, thank you for
Thank you so
listening
much.
to me.
Thanks for coming forward. Okay, this public hearing is closed. Madam Clerk?
Consent agenda?
Before we ask for approval of the consent agenda, is there any item Commissioner would like to have removed for further consideration? Seeing none, pleasure of the commission.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please place your vote. Record the vote, please. Let's approve with a vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, next item.
Reports of officers, boards, and committees.
Mr. City Manager.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. In the interest of time, I'll keep my report simple and short. I do want to point out on the front page of my written report to you, this great project that was just finished by our Parks and Rec Department. to install some new batting cages out at Mike Sansone Park. As you know, these are the kind of improvements that we make in our parks all around the city, and this is a really nice project that's been recently completed, and we provided a couple of photographs of it. And I understand that this is already seeing quite a bit of use. And as you go through the packet, you'll find some other information, including one compliment on one of our employees, our stormwater foreman 2, Jerry Bridges, and his team for some work that they recently did in a residential neighborhood and made the citizens there very happy. And our social media report for the previous month is also attached for your review. Mr. Mayor, I checked before the meeting and I understand that we have generated a total engagement or viewership of yesterday's parade live streaming in the neighborhood of 11,000 people. Wow. And that is not in this report. That is my report. I'll let the rest stand for itself, and I stand for questions.
I heard we had a broad audience. International.
Yeah, we saw the sign yesterday. We had multiple states around the country, and then we had England, Australia, and I think there was one other country, Italy. Oh, who could forget Italy?
So you're saying, Mr. City Manager, since it was posted by Friday, was it today? You just got it posted today, didn't you? Oh, so since that posting, there's been 11,000 viewers?
Yeah, it's probably going up since she last looked, but all the people that watched it live, plus all the people that are going back to watch it on the various channels, we put it on, the totals 11,000 plus.
That's great.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
That's quite amazing. Yeah. Any questions for the city manager? None. City attorney?
Yes, just briefly, I previously sent the city commissioners a copy of the order that was issued on February 25th by the Florida Supreme Court, but they did rule that the transportation surtax was unconstitutional. The remaining question, the important question now is what happens to the money? There's over $500 million, over $500 million being held as far as the city, I think it's $6 million that's being held. I anticipate that this is going to be resolved by the courts, and I couldn't speculate as to how this thing is going to be resolved, but it's I will definitely keep you all posted on it as it develops.
Any questions for the city attorney? And there's no timeline on that as well, just when the courts decide.
I'll keep you posted. The Supreme Court, they have a warrant they issue after the order, and that has not been issued yet, as to whether to be remanded back to the same court or whether to go to another circuit court. I really, at this point, don't even know.
So what type of an account can we hold this funds in? Because this could be we don't know how long.
I don't even know. I may end up going back to the clerk of the circuit court.
Is this an interest-bearing account we have it in, or?
Yes, sir. I have the money in a separate fund. It's just revenue. We've not had any expenses, of course. We've posted interest against it in the allocation based on how much we have in all funds, the same interest that goes to all the funds. And then the county has given us interest as well because they hold it for a little bit of time. So they would send us interest, so we post that interest. We've gotten notice from the county that we're not getting any more revenue. So what's in the bank now will be held until somebody tells me where to send it to or what to do with it.
Right.
And that's as much as I know.
Okay. Okay. Any
Mr.
questions?
Mayor, Mr. City Attorney, I've read that it's the wishes of the county commissioners, at least as they've publicly stated, that they'd like to redistribute that fund, that group of funds to all county residents. And I don't have any idea how they might come up with a formula for doing that, but be curious to see. That's a very political matter. And the reality is the courts will probably be the ones to determine how that.
As I said, at this point, I couldn't speculate. There's more than just the county residents that pay taxes into that fund. Yeah. And I don't know. It's I think this situation is unprecedented. I don't think this has ever happened at this level before. It's an unusual situation, and we'll just have to see how it resolves itself.
It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, welcome to 2020.
21.
Good talk.
Any other questions, City Attorney?
Oh, but I'll finish by saying that I understand also from the county commission that they intend to have that ballot item on the next general election, which I guess would occur in 2022. So we'll be seeing that ballot item, probably different wording, because I think that was the constitutional issue that was presented for the court to resolve, and they said it wasn't constitutionally valid the way it was worded, and left confusion and misunderstanding about what its outcome was among the voters, and that's why they upheld the non-constitutional matter of it. Okay.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
No report.
Commissioner Mathis?
Yes, sir. First of all, I want to, my condolences to Medic Riley, one of our firefighters, and his family. And there'll be a memorial service for him on this Friday. So, but my prayers and thoughts to his family. And last but not least, I was one of those 11,000 viewers. I went back and watched it, and to our newest celebrities in Plant City, our city manager and our mayor, you did a phenomenal job. And what I really liked about what you did, it was the pre-parade interviews. And I said, you know, are these guys headed to the Today Show or New York as they did at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? And you know, I was waiting on, what was that, you know, Al Roker and the milk carton running down the street or something. But you all did a phenomenal job. Kudos to Fried Eggs and to Kayla Callens and your entire staff. I watched the parade, and great job, gentlemen.
I'm so glad you were watching this with rose-colored glasses when you watched that, so.
Great job.
But thank you.
And that's one other thing, kudos to the Strawberry Festival. When Mr. Paul Davis posts things that's going on, there's nothing that I can see but positive comments about what's going on. So thank you to the Festival, and a couple of more days left. So thank you. That's it.
Mr. Dawson?
I'd also like to say that how much personal pleasure my wife and I had in this year's parade. It seemed like it was a very lighthearted group of people assembled to view the parade. Everybody I encountered seemed like they had a smile on their face, was enjoying a wonderful day and nice weather. And I thanked all of them for being there and being part of the parade and supporting the festival. It's a glorious thing that the festival has actually been able to pull this off and have a festival and not interrupt the tradition that's been so valued in Plant City for so long, to have a festival and celebration of the harvest and the importance of agribusiness to East Hillsborough County. I thought it was great, and the fact that we finally had a parade that didn't have an interruption by trains, the odds against that is amazing. So it went fast, and it was nice, and commending the mayor, city manager for the job they did. Now, in another matter, I just wanted to recognize that, as y'all all know, that Mayor Rick has always been astute in his perception of how we should come prepared at a meeting and be properly dressed in coat and tie and suit if possible. But on this evening, it's a little different. I was speaking with the mayor earlier today, and he told me they were in final preparations for their daughter. Mayor Rick and First Lady Di are preparing for their daughter's wedding, Erica, to a gentleman we've met named Wyatt, which is a great football player, by the way, plays at the professional level. And in preparation for that, he was coming dressed with blue jeans and no tie. So in support of the mayor, I said, I'll come dressed in blue jeans and no tie tonight as well.
And you did.
And I was just, no, and there was no communication among any of the commissioners here tonight. And Commissioner Sparkman showed up with jeans and no tie. And well, we had to pull off a tie from the city attorney and the city manager. And the commissioner, Nate, Vice Mayor Nate, came in and got the tie off real fast. And once he saw that, all in the court, I think we're here to support you and First Lady Di in preparations for a wedding ceremony that we hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy. We're supporting you. And then finally, I wanted to thank, where'd you go, Diane? Oh, where were you? Couldn't find you. Our Chief Financial Officer for another outstanding year of financial record keeping and policy making and guidance in the Finance Department. You've done a wonderful job along with your staff, and we appreciate you very much. That is all my comments.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Sparkman?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I too, accolades to our great financial officer there. She pulls us through every year with flying colors, so congratulations. Also, I want to thank the commission for participating yesterday in the Florida Strawberry Festival Parade, and as I represent them tonight, we're just so grateful and thankful. Last year, we ended the festival with the pandemic, and the last 2-3 days we were affected. We never had to close down. Some of our vendors, like our Midway and other concessionaires, left us and went to Sarasota and different places to reset up. And as soon as they got set up on opening day, they were closed down. Some of our vendors have not had a paycheck since our last Strawberry Festival. Dennis Lee, the Bluegrass, the Bell City Entertainment Amusement has not. So we're thrilled to death that we think that we ended last year and we're beginning next year. Fairs throughout the nation have come to see what we're doing. We've been recognized for all the precautionary measures and stuff that our staff has generated out there to keep the public safe, having spent over $600,000 in those preparations. So we're proud of it. And as the Super Bowl, if we go back and look at the Super Bowl, it did not cause any rise in the virus itself. And the virus itself now is in decline. So we're hoping to see this industry, this fairs and festival throughout the nation be rehealed and regenerated and restarted. And they all look to us for leadership, particularly in Florida. So we're grateful. We're thankful for the community. We had an outstanding day this past Sunday. And of course, the weather was a little bit bad Saturday, but we're anticipating this next weekend to really put us over the top and make it successful like it is every year. So to the community, I thank you for having faith in us, trust, and thank you for supporting Florida Strawberry Festival. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Vice Mayor?
Certainly echo everything else that's been commented at the dais tonight, and just say that the parade was especially important to me this year, having many of my family members from Vermont with me in the parade, including my mother and my 89-year-old grandmother. They were absolutely blown away by the hospitality in Plant City and the event yesterday in the Florida Strawberry Festival. It's the first time that they had attended the festival. So it's always great to see the perspective from people that come from outside our community and see what kind of show we put on for them. So it was a very special day for me, and I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you. I echo all the comments. Listen, everyone was having fun. I think we had fun yesterday. I think everyone there was having fun. We needed that. I think everyone needed that in our community. And I think we used caution and, like Commissioner Sparkman said, but still at the end of the day, we needed that. I think we did very, very well. So
Mr. Mayor,
I'm sure that we'll continue to go forward
Mr. Mayor,
and make wise decisions. Yes.
I'm sorry, I need to make one additional comment because I do have to go home. I want to say a very special thank you to my chauffeur, the first gentleman of the city, Tony, for driving me. I appreciate it. My daughter-in-law and my grandkids. We had a phenomenal day yesterday, but I know he's listening, so thank you, Tony.
Okay. No further comments. Madam Clerk, next item.
Legislative public hearings. This is a public hearing on an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Plant City, Florida, closing and vacating a portion of Pearl Street.
Ms. Baker, welcome.
Thank you. Good evening. Robin Baker, Senior Planner with the Planning and Zoning Department. The request before you is PB 2020-32, which is a request to vacate a right-of-way, which is a portion of Pearl Street. This portion of Pearl Street is located between the CSX Railroad and West Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. The unimproved right-of-way currently being utilized by the adjacent property owner, who is the property owner requesting the vacation. The size of the area to be vacated is approximately 247 feet long and 40 feet wide, which is approximately 0.227 acres. This particular right-of-way was a portion of a plat that was platted in 1924 and was never actually improved. There were no objections from reviewing agencies. And on January the 27th, 2021, the planning board voted 7-0 to forward the vacate request to the city commission with recommendation of approval. And staff recommends the city commission adopt an ordinance to vacate the portion of North Pearl Street laying between the CSX Railroad and West Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I'm here if you have any questions.
Any questions for Ms. Baker? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is a public hearing. Would anyone in the audience like to address the commission at this time regarding item 7A on the agenda? Seeing none, public hearing is closed. It's a pleasure of the commission.
Move to approve. Second.
Moved in second, any discussion? Seeing none, please place your vote. Record the vote, please. It's approved with a vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, next item.
Quasi-judicial public hearings. This is a quasi-judicial public hearing on a resolution entitled, "A Resolution of the City Commission of the City of Plant City, Florida, sustaining and affirming the notice and order of condemnation affecting the property located at 1308 East Church Street."
Okay, this is a quasi-judicial hearing. If you're planning on participating in this hearing, please stand up, be sworn in by the clerk.
Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
Ms. Barber, please proceed.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. I'm Tina Barber, City of Plant City Code Enforcement Manager, and I have been sworn in. I stand here this evening requesting your approval in the order of condemnation for 1308 East Church Street. Code enforcement will present evidence and witness testimony, if needed, to support the building official's decision to condemn the former residence. A quick overview. Records indicate Mr. Porter Flowers is the owner of property, and our records indicate no permits have been pulled to repair or demolish the structure. The city requested an appraisal of the property, which indicated in order to bring the structure into minimum code compliance, it would cost $38,940. The property value after the repairs completed would then total $56,640. The building official determined that the deterioration of the structure exceeds the 50% mark of the value. The former residence has been deemed by the building official to be a danger to potential occupants and neighboring structures. The building official officially condemned the structures on January 8th, 2020. In March 2020, the owner was served the order of condemnation by certified mail. The order was posted by code enforcement on the property and at the city hall on the same day. On April 30th, 2020, the deadline passed and the structure was not demolished. On February 22nd, 2021, the City Commission passed a resolution in declaring the intention to order and direct demolish and removal of the structure and set March 9th for the public hearing. On February 24th, 2021, Code Enforcement hand-served the notice for tonight's public hearing to the owner, posted it on the property and on City Hall. The photographs on the next few slides were taken on Thursday, February 4th, 2021 by Code Enforcement and will depict how the property currently looks. The front of the structure shows exterior frame wall is rotten, missing windows and the decayed beams which have fallen from the porch. This slide shows the close-up on the front east corner for the former residence. The east side shows
substructure deterioration, rotten rafters, and exterior frame wall failure. The west side has exterior frame failure, substructure deterioration, and missing windows. The rear of the structure shows the roof is collapsing, windows missing, and substructure is deteriorating. Our building official has determined the structure has decayed beams falling from and creating a safety hazard. The weather elements have caused deterioration to the structural beams. The structure has become a danger to potential occupants and surrounding structures. To recap, the cost to repair the former structure is $38,940. The value after repair would total $56,640. The repair exceeds the 50% threshold under Property Maintenance Code 78720. This evening, staff recommends the City Commission to adopt a resolution sustaining and affirming the notice of condemnation for the property at 1308 East Church Street. This concludes our presentation. Code enforcement and building department stand for any questions you may have.
Any questions, Ms. Barber?
I have a question. Why did it take so long for this to get to us?
Very good question. It actually was, as you're aware, code enforcement went through a little bit of changes here and through transition. During that time, we were working with minimum staffing, and of course COVID, and now we were ready to move forward, which is why it took over a year.
Normally it's a year.
Normally it doesn't take a year. Normally it takes about 45 days to between 45 and 60 days.
Well, from the time you start the process and notification, it takes longer than 45 days.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So even if it were COVID, I would have thought this would have come to us a couple of years before, because this structure obviously is long since passed when it was livable.
Yes, sir.
And we're assuming that if there's any other structures anywhere near this tradition, you're on top of them.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to be seeing some of these coming for us pretty soon, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
No comment. I think the photos speak for itself as far as the condition of the property.
I'd like to make one comment. Thank you, Ms. Barber.
Yes.
I can't say, I know you've been short-staffed, but code enforcement has been something that I think is so important. We could build new, but you need to take care of stuff like this. But now that you are fully staffed, like you said, we should see more of these. But I can't say anytime I've called her about anything that I've seen in the community needs attention, you've been right on it. And I want to say thank you, and to the staff, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
No, I think we all believe you do a wonderful job. Okay, very proud of this. And very thorough for over all the years. I think we're just all a little shocked that we haven't seen this 10 years ago versus now.
Yes,
so, but we understand. We got it tonight, and we're in the middle of a public hearing, and I'm sure we're about to take some action on it. So, any other questions for Ms. Barber? Seeing none,
It's a public hearing, so if anybody.
yes, yeah, I got that. But, okay. Thank you very much. This is a public hearing. Would anyone in the audience like to address the commission at this time regarding item 8A on the agenda? This is a public hearing. Seeing none, public hearing is closed. What's the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, place your vote. Record the vote, please. Let's approve of the vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, next item.
Other resolution and ordinances. This is an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting the amendment to the comprehensive plan for the city of Plant City, providing for severability, providing for an effective date, PC/CPA 20-07. I also have a resolution entitled, a resolution of the City Commission of the City of Plant City, Florida, providing notice for proposed enactment of an amendment to the comprehensive plan of the City of Plant City, PC/CPA 20-07. This resolution sets the public hearing on proposed enactment of the said ordinance for our next City Commission meeting to be held on March 22nd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m.
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Move approval setting public hearing, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please place your vote. Record the vote, please. The public hearing is set with a vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, next item.
This is a public hearing, this is an ordinance titled, an ordinance of the City of Plant City, Florida, rezoning property located at 1411 South Wiggins Road from Hillsborough County AS-agricultural single-family -1 to PD Plan Development District in accordance with the Plan Development Site Plan for Fox Property Plan Development District as filed in the Office of the City Clerk. I also have a resolution entitled, a resolution setting the public hearing on proposed enactment of an ordinance by the City Commission of the City of Plant City, Florida, in accordance with Section 166.041 Florida statutes and other applicable law. This resolution sets the public hearing on proposed enactment of said ordinance for our next City Commission meeting to be held on March 22nd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m.
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve the set public hearing.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, please place your vote. Record the vote, please. And the public hearing is set with a vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, last item on the agenda.
This is an ordinance entitled, an ordinance of the City of Plant City, Florida, rezoning approximately 111.88 acres of property located south of Frontage Road, east of Wilder Road, west of Sun Keene Road, and north of Wilder Reserve Drive from McMullen Corporate Park Plan Development District, Sun Landings Community Unit District, and R-1 Single Family Dwelling District to PD Plan Development District in accordance with the Plan Development Site Plan of City Furniture Plan Development District as filed in the Office of City Clerk. I also have a resolution entitled, a resolution setting the public hearing on proposed enactment of the ordinance by the City Commission of the City of Plant City, Florida, in accordance with Sections 166.041 Florida statutes and other applicable law. This resolution sets the public hearing on proposed enactment of said ordinance for our next City Commission meeting to be held at March 22nd, 2021 at 7:30 p.m.
What's the pleasure of the commission?
Move to approve the resolution setting the public hearing. Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, place your vote. Record the vote, please. Public hearing is set with a vote of 5-0. Madam Clerk, I know we have a CRA meeting coming after this commission meeting. Do you need some time to be able to reset it so we can start the CRA, or are you ready to go?
It'll be just a second if I do, or we can just zoom through it. It's whatever you
Okay.
like to do. We'll take just a minute just to switch over and get
For
your
those still
screens
here
up.
in our audience, as soon as we close out the commission meeting, we'll be going right into the CRA meeting. And if you're online virtually this evening, if you want to listen, stay tuned for the CRA meeting, please stay on because we're going to have that meeting virtually as well. Thanks so much for your participation this evening, and I hope you enjoy the Strawberry Festival, the remaining days we have of it, and hope that your 2021 is going well. This commission meeting is adjourned.
be separately issued. So this year's, you actually have the very first ever single audit for the CRA itself. The only difference that you'll see from that of the fund level financial statements of the city itself and the separately issued CRA financial statements is that it has its own capital asset detail as well as any kind of debt. So other than that, it's really the same audit as what's in the city's financial statements, but this does now meet all of the requirements as directed by the Auditor General in the state.
Thank you. Any questions from Mr. Sansberry?
CRA has no debt. There was $1 million left over.
I think it's just a couple of notes payable to the county.
Oh, but they're encumbered already. Yeah, that's already encumbered.
And so again, a clean opinion, unmodified opinion, no findings, no issues. Doing a good job.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Madam Clerk, next item.
Resolution approving an amendment to the CRA budget for fiscal year ending September 30, 2020.
What's the pleasure of the CRA?
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Seeing none, place your vote, please. Record the vote. The resolution is approved with a vote of 5-0. Is there any other business CRA like to discuss? Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.